All right, it's Kerri Lendo at Inside Joke at the Moontower Comedy Festival, talking to Jackie Kashian.
Yes, you are. Hello, Kerri. How are you? How are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. Here we are.
Yeah, we are.
It's very glamorous.
Nice set. You
Nice
approve?
set. I approve. Moontower. I approve. I love a comedy festival because
Yeah.
it's comedy camp. It's like camping, but without horses or tents, and it's nice.
Yeah.
I kind of want horses, though. We're in Texas.
You're
Why
a
aren't there
horse
any hor-
person?
I am a horse.
I've never ridden a horse.
You've never ridden a horse? I've ridden crummy hack horses that you rent in various places, like Milwaukee, Minneapolis, and now Los Angeles.
Well, you know what we were talking about last night, which I found interesting, is because you do the Dork Force
Right.
podcast, that
Sure.
people write you and are mad about certain dork and geek terms. They're very...
Oh, right. It came up again yesterday. Once every couple of weeks, someone will want me to define.
That often?
That often.
Wow.
Someone will want me to define the difference between dork and geek and nerd. And I have this to say. That's between you and your God. As far as I'm concerned, we're all in this together, and we should join hands and sing One Tin Soldier. And if you need it to be separated into some sort of church and state, I can't be party to it.
So in the Dork Force, you have a dork for all kinds of... a different one every
Yeah.
episode for different themes. Which one do you think you would be?
Oh, see, I am a chameleon dork. That is the thing about me is I am willing to play action figures with you. I will learn knitting. We could sit on the floor and you can show me your perfume collection for hours. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be Diva Zappa talked about knitting. David Huntsberger talked about horses. Let's see. Mark Maron talked about his jeans. Yeah, he had some jeans.
Genealogy or genes?
Nope, his pants. And Jim Gaffigan talked about his love of newscasters. So, but it can be, and it's oftentimes it's comic books and video games and movies and music and sort of normal dorkdoms, right? But it could also be something fascinating like bees. I had a lady talk about bees for an hour. That was
nice.
Greg Proops, an entire episode about old-timey baseball. Al Jackson, an entire episode about old-timey hip-hop that he told me is not called old-timey hip-hop. It's called old school hip-hop. Ground floor hip-hop.
Do you get asked to play a lot of like geek or nerd events? Have you asked and do
I-
anything
more and
weird
more
like a Ren
lately.
Fair or anything? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing Anime Con in Dallas
Oh, nice.
in May. And then in June, I am back doing Cap City for a week, headlining. And then in September...
If you survive the anime.
if I survive the anime, the cartoon costumed people, which I'm kind of looking forward to. I don't know anything. I like cartoons. Like,
Yeah.
again, I'm a dork chameleon, so I'll do whatever you want. But I don't know a lot about it. I have an Amelia Earhart. That's what I call it. It's a steampunk Amelia Earhart
Yeah.
and goggles. I'll be bringing that because that is the safe space to wear it.
yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Would you ever wear that anywhere else or no?
When I bought it, I went in Los Angeles to a very hipster, the Bearded Youth hang out there, coffee shop in Studio City, sat outside at a table with my Amelia Earhart and goggles on, and live tweeted who gave me a hairy eyeball. And let me just tell you, do you know who gave me a hairy eyeball?
Who?
A man in man capris. He didn't have a leg to stand on. A dude in a fedora. You people? No. I get to wear my Amelia Earhart if you're going to wear a fedora out.
Yeah.
It's not a baseball cap. It's a specific hat that you've said to yourself, I'm going to wear that out. That's what I
Yeah.
said when I put my Amelia Earhart on. I said, I'm going to wear this out.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
I took it.
Good point, yeah.
I did. I took it the bull by the horns on that
Have
one.
you ever had to do like a science or anything intellectual advance? Have people ever hired you for a convention or anything like that?
I just did a benefit for a county fair in the middle of California where the winning raffle was 2 matching 38s.
Wow.
His and her 38s. It was $5, and you walked out of the thing with 2 pistols. And they were selling the tickets. The DJ was selling the raffle tickets, and he goes, "You know, it's hard to get a gun now." And I picked the winner, and as I was picking, I said, "You know, it's not hard to get a gun yet, ever."
No, especially when you're giving them away.
Yeah, especially not when you can get them right here in the Quonset hut. So I did that, and then I'm doing. I don't really do like a lot of
Yeah.
people do colleges.
Yeah.
For some reason, college. I'm a giant I mean, I like all things college kids like. You would think that they would enjoy they'd want to go in a Jackie Kashian direction, but they do not.
But you've gone overseas.
I have gone overseas.
You've done the Middle East, right?
I've done the Middle East twice, and I did some of the like troop stuff.
Yeah.
So about 3 years ago, I went to Iraq, and that was terrifying and exciting. And of course, as usual, the troops are so psyched.
Oh,
you
that's
know,
great.
They're genuinely like, thank God you've come. I have been talking to this guy for like 14 months. Any story that is not about him would be fantastic. Any story that isn't about his wife or his kids, that'd be also good. It doesn't even have to be funny, just something else. Yeah. And then they look at you and they're psyched to see you. And so I did Iraq, and then we were supposed to go to Afghanistan, but we couldn't because they killed bin Laden right then. That was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago. And so we went instead to Africa, Oman, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
And that was
what was Africa like?
It was Africa hot.
Yeah.
It was essentially like, have you been to Florida? It's like living in somebody's mouth. It was moist. I did Australia once. I did a 10-week tour of Australia, and I have emailed them every year, the country of Australia, to tell them I'd be willing to do it again. Because it was great.
Australia@gmail.
Australia@gmail.com. And I was like, hey, Jackie Kashian's still wanting to come over and do some comedy. And weirdly enough, a lot like the military gigs, because we did these tiny towns all over Australia, and they were like, thank God you've come.
Wow. Yeah, because they have some remote places. A lot of remote
And they only have 4 television stations. It's like 1977 in Australia, weirdly enough. The racism is alive and well.
Yeah, are the audiences
they're an interesting bunch of folk. They're fine, they get everything. They get a lot of American television. It's weird. It's cheaper to buy TV from the United States than to make your own TV. So they have like all of Maury Povich. They have all of Blind Date. They have horrible television. And then they have some of the popular, a lot of the popular shows. But I was on an Australian talk show called The Glass House. And 9 weeks later, across the continent in Perth, a child recognized me on the street. I felt like it was 1977 in America. I felt like I was famous.
You are.
So
look for that. Look for Jackie in Dallas at the Anime Convention and at Cap City in June. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Handshake.
Handshake.